Hello there, and welcome to the Fish Tank Barn. This is one of my favorite videos that I make every year, and that's the summer tub update. I especially enjoy the underwater footage that I'm able to take of each of the tubs. In comparison to prior years, this year has seen an unprecedented number of tubs, including some that I've set up since I released the first summer tub video. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So let's start out with the new tubs that I set up right here in front of the barn. I just had these tubs lying around, so I figured I'd set them up, and since the weather was a little bit warmer now, I decided to put in some Pasilids. So let's go ahead and start out with the first tub. This first tub here is just a whiskey barrel. Went ahead and added some guppy grass in there. You can see there's a little bit of duckweed starting to form, which for these outside tubs is okay. I just provide some extra cover for fry and for things like that. I decided to add some Jardinus metallicus, the yellow form, into this tub. You may be able to see a couple of them swimming towards the top now, but I'm really excited to have this one set up, and hopefully we can get some fry as the summer goes along here. As we go underwater here, you are going to have to look kind of closely though, because they do hide pretty well in the guppy grass. So we have this next barrel now. This is just a food grade barrel that I've had around for quite a few years. I decided to do kind of the same thing as I did with the whiskey barrel. Add a bunch of guppy grass in here. There is a rock for some cover in the bottom that you probably won't be able to see. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead underwater and take a look at the fish that are in here. I did put in my high fin maculatus platies in this tub. Hopefully we can see some breeding out of them. I've had them for about a year. Unfortunately, I really haven't seen any fry from them, so hopefully maybe putting them outside will spur some fry development. Maybe at some point we can see some baby fish in here. We're gonna go ahead and go to the next tub now. As you can see, this tub is full of duckweed, but as you go underwater here, you can see my Hawaiian variatus platies. This is a platy species that I really do enjoy. I really enjoy the coloration on these. These have spawned for me in the past, so hopefully we can see some more fry out here in the summer once the season goes on. Most of these tubs have been out here for about 2 weeks. The last tub I'm going to show you in this group of tubs here has been out here for about maybe a week or so. So we're now to the last tote here. This is another 40-gallon tote. You can see it's full of guppy grass. I've got a rock in here for some cover. This tank is going to be home to my double stored guppies. I've had these for about a year or so. They spawn fairly frequently. Don't have a ton of them yet. Again, kind of hoping with the cover and having them outside, we can produce some more fry. Like I said earlier, this has been out for about a week or so. One thing I do enjoy about filming this fish underwater is you get a lot better view of them in terms of the summer tubs than you would if you were just filming them from the top. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a look here at the original tubs. You can see these first 3 tubs here. You can see the plant cover. While the plant cover is unsightly, I do think it does provide some cover for the fish, which I do think they enjoy. If we pan over here to the other tubs, you can see there's not as much plant cover. Early in the spring, I did clear a lot of this area out, so I didn't expect to see a lot of plants over here overhanging the tank. But these tubs are doing quite well as well. Before I go and update each individual tub, I will have to say we've had some visitors. Most notably, there's a group of cats that hang out in the neighborhood, and as you can see by this footage my daughter took, they don't mind visiting the tubs. Though I'm not too worried, because I don't think they'll be able to catch any of the fish. So we take a look at this first tub here. This tub is home to the Iliodon whitei. You can see this one gets quite a bit of sun, so the plant cover isn't as dense. I've tended to notice, and you'll see as we go through these tubs, the tubs that are more shaded, the aquarium plants actually grow a lot better. Like these first few that are in the full sun, the aquarium plants have kind of not adjusted very well. You can see some green on this one, but generally they do kind of brown out and kind of die, especially the parts that aren't in the shade. One thing I am kind of curious about too is these blackberries. If these blackberries were to fall in the tub, if the whitey eye would eat them. That's one of the interesting things about having this in an overgrown area sometimes, is you get some interesting things like these blackberries. Might provide some food for the fish if they happen to fall in there. As we head underwater, the whitey eye are a little bit skittish, but you will see them flash through the camera from time to time. We're now heading over to this next tote, which is home to the Xenotoka lion's eye. You can see the red root floaters here in the top. Underneath that, the guppy grass that's underneath those floaters is growing quite well. I'd actually not seen these fish until I started filming this. They're pretty hard to see in this tub for some reason, but when I did the underwater footage, they came right up to the camera and probably captured some of the best footage that I've had of all the underwater tubs. One thing I do want to show you, I want to show you this pump in action. A lot of times, like during my live streams and stuff, it's at night, so these tubs are not getting a lot of sun at that time. But you can see this puts out a fairly decent amount of flow when it's in direct sunlight. So I wanted to give you a quick idea of what that looked like. You know, as we head underwater, this was some of my favorite underwater footage of all the tubs. There's a nice open area in the front, so they kind of swam in the sun, and you could really get a good look at these fish. That's not the case with all these tubs, but I was able just to put a tripod in here, and they swam right up to it. And I was really able to get some footage that I really enjoyed watching. I have kept Xenotoka lion's eye out in tubs before. I had pretty decent success for them about 5 years ago or so. So I'm pretty hopeful that I can be successful with this group, and by the end of the season, we'll be able to see some fry. All right, heading over to this next tub here. This next tub is home to the Xenotoka melanosoma, and you can see here there's a vine-like plant growing over it. I did try some experiments in here. I did throw a little bit of Vallisneria in here. We'll see how it does. It does pretty well inside, so I'm hoping it kind of does well outside. It's been in here for a little bit under a week, but you can see it's not really browned out, which is something I'm pretty happy about at the moment. This tub was actually pretty murky to film underneath. You can see here it's pretty dark, so you'll see the fish fleetingly as they swim by the camera, but you're not going to really get a lot of footage, unfortunately, just because this tub is so dark. This is a rather rare Gadaid species, so I'm really hoping that we do get some fry, either hiding in some of the cover or hiding in some of the shaded areas. We're going to now move on to this next tote. It's home to my Xenotoka variata from Jesus Maria. This is one of the two tubs where I did some experimentation with plants. If we look towards the top here, we can see both the lilies. This lily here, and then this lily over here. They were looking a little bit rough at first, but they've seemed to bounce back a little bit since I've added the fish. I've also added some Vallisneria into this tub as well, just to see how it does. And with the other tub, you can see that it's not exactly turning brown, so hopefully it will start to take off, and we can have a little bit of a nice Vallisneria farm in here to provide some fry protection. As we head underwater in this tub, you can see it's a little bit murky in there, but you can still make out the fish pretty well. We've now made it to my biggest tub. This is a 150-gallon stock tank. This tub has the clearest water of all the tubs, and you can see both the Elaphorus robustus and the Melanitania bosemani from Aves Creek that I've added as dithers for the robustus. The robustus were hiding in the rock underneath the Metahune bog lily, but are now out and about much more since I've added the rainbow fish. This is another tank that I've experimented with plants. As you can see, the water lettuce as well as the bog lily. There is some more water lettuce over here as well, and it seems to be doing quite well. This is another tank that I had pretty good luck with filming underwater. Both the rainbow fish as well as the Elaphorus robustus were both out and about and were very easy to film. So as we move on here, I have some pretty exciting news when it comes to this tub. This tub is home to the Chapulixtes encaustus, which is one of my favorite Gadaid species. As you can see here, there's a very tiny fry that's swimming amongst the guppy grass. This is something that I'm pretty happy about, especially being early in the season. I usually tend to see a lot of the Gadaid fry as the season goes on, so I must have had a pregnant female that dropped once she was added to the tub. As we go underwater here, it is a little bit murky, but you can definitely make out the fish. As we move to the final tub here, you can tell that it's full of duckweed. As we head underwater here, you can see that the Allodonictes tamazulae are doing quite well. I've not seen any fry from them, but I'm hopeful by the end of the season that maybe we can see some breeding action. I hope that you all enjoyed taking a look at the latest updates on the summer tubs. I really enjoyed taking a look at the progress with the tubs, as well as taking the underwater footage. At the end here, I'll go ahead and put a link to the initial tub setup video in case you missed it. So with that, thank you for watching, stay safe, stay fishing, and I'll catch you on the next video.